Greetings, Discover and Recover Yoga family. Tis I, Yom Gafag. See the little sign back there, but it's covered up by that bolster. That's the course symbol. It is Wednesday, the 17th of January. We're in the deep freeze here in the Midwest, the Circle City, crossroads of America, but slowly getting out of this. And I'm making a shout out to Discover and Recover Yoga folks, because today is a restorative practice. We're going to go very, what's the setup you can see behind me is with the bolster and the blocks. And I'll start to demo that in a bit. But for now, I'm talking about this book, Rules That Guide Us. It's one of Paula's teachers. He's one of the authors, along with a woman. And they're talking about the various categories, including, as I look at the table of contents, change, pause, faith, thoughts, gratitude, stability, resilience, forgiveness. So we'll be kind of going in and out of this book in the next few months. This is pause. Pause is an opportunity to create space between what is happening and our reaction to it. Indeed, I often reference Viktor Frankl. He's the author, Austrian-born neurophysicist, neuroscientist, penned the book, I think it's called Man's Meaning of Life. Listen to it through on Audible, but his concept is between stimulus and response is space. So we get the buttons pushed. We're getting cut off in traffic. We have an email that seems to go a little sideways. Whatever that stimulus is, we have this space in between before we respond, before we react. And I would suggest in many cases when we're not thoughtful, we're not intentional about our response. It's more knee-jerk. It's more reactive. And I think that that space is a pause, right? This book, this particular chapter on pause talks about the ways that most people react in life are based on pattern behaviors that are conditioned, predictable, and often mechanical and automatic. Like computer programs, the life experiences that have been coded into our lives will play out through our reactions. This default programming is embedded in our subconscious minds. If we have experienced a lot of judgment, criticism, and anger from others in our lives, we will react to life similarly. If we experience a lot of love, joy, and understanding, we will react to life in that way. Fairly straightforward, fairly simple. In the yoga practice, from my knowledge, what I've learned over time is that it's a Sanskrit term concept called samskaras. These are the grooves, the mental grooves, the emotional grooves that are that pattern that was just talked about. And it's our go-to way to respond. And yeah, I know you're familiar with the term neuroplasticity. So here we have an opportunity through meditation, through mindfulness, through practice to rewire, reframe, and kind of create new neural pathways in the brain. So let's begin. I'm going to make my way back to the bolster, and you can see how it's positioned. We're now the base of my spine. Let me adjust the camera. The base of my spine will be at the very edge of this bolster. And I've got socks on because still deep freeze here in the Midwest. The base of my spine, and because the blocks are supported, the blocks are super grounded. I'm slowly lowering down. And depending on the length of your torso, there may be some adjustment. Oh, guess what? If you don't have a bolster, it's a firm cushion, couch cushion, sofa cushion can take the place. Ideally, you can look for these online, yogaaccessories.com, about $39 a piece, and they are a thing of beauty. You'll know that you're in this position because the sits bones, the butt cheeks are nicely connected to the mat, shoulder blade in the back, and again, some of that depends on the length of your torso. So moving an inch this way or an inch that way on the bolster can have a big difference. So in this restorative reclined posture, just show it. Just simply relax into this. Scan the body, crown the head to the soles of the feet. I'm suggesting the arms down by the side of the body. I've got some practitioners that interlace the hands at the chest, at the low belly. I kind of prefer the arms down by the side, palms up, a little more receiving energy, palms down, a little more grounding. And then we're breathing. I know we're breathing already, but we're more intentional, more purposeful about deepening the inhales and lengthening the exhales. So today's practice is about restoration, about pausing, finding power in the pause. Okay, DNR folks, my suggestion is, well, as I always regularly say, is I regularly, because I'm taking the word always, I'm trying to use the word always infrequently in my vocabulary. So we regularly refer to the fact that what comes out of my mouth are suggestions. So the suggestion is sweep the arms wide and high. You're kind of floating them to the back, as long as there's no pinching into the cervical spine, the neck. Rotate, cup. I've got some students that just palms can kiss, interlace those hands. They might press interlace palms back. Arms will just just release. You're kind of in a V shape, even T shape. Maybe the wrists and fingers get some movement, ankles and toes. Even you might find a little more stretch, a little more length, but as you exhale, release the hands, the arms, wherever the heck you want to go. Nice. All right, now I'm going to bend the knees, soles of feet on the mat. Moving the head from side to side. Hopefully you found a cushion or a substitute for the bolster that feels comfortable. Rock side to side. Here we go for 4. Fairly subtle, pretty simple. Here's 3, 2. All right, last one, you're back to neutral. Slowly but surely, I'm let the sole of the feet meet. Actually, on this version, I will take my 6. Get a better connection. Soles of feet, big toe mounts, press. Adjusting it accordingly on your prop, your bolster. A little flutter, perhaps. The hands can come to the inner thighs. Hello, Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose. I've got a pretty good connection, pretty strong connection of big toe mounts and heels. Suggestion is sweep the arms once again wide and high as the index fingers and the thumbs connect. So classic triple diamond. Index fingers and the thumbs the first diamond, the forearms and triceps, biceps the second, and indeed the legs are the third. Feeling pretty open across the chest, across the heart. An invitation to reintroduce a nice cleansing, full, rich, and deep cleansing breath. Honey here in the house, my partner Paula is making some brownies and cupcakes, I should say cupcakes for her mom's birthday tomorrow. And the aroma is lovely in the setting here. So a couple more breaths here, a few more. Get back to neutral breath, or maybe continue a more diaphragmatic and fuller and richer, deeper breath. But eventually, let's return the arms and hands wherever they want to go. Sole the feet back to the mat, knees to the ceiling. So what? Maybe there's a little shimmy to reset. Okay, opposite's going to happen. I'm going to let the inside of the knees connect, heel toe my feet out towards the edges of the mat. For me, very little range of motion. I'm doing the best job I can to be on the in blade of both feet. So I'm going to feel this to the adductors, inner thigh. They've got students that feel it to the outside of the thighs, some to the hips, perhaps to the glutes. When in this position, you've got a nice connection to the inside of the knees. If you can just simply relax, into this. You may feel like a little bit of a challenge. We're just here for a few more breaths. Arms and hands go wherever. Keep breathing into this. A few more rounds, please. A breath in this moment. Okay, here we go. Discover and recover yoga, folks. Let's heel toe those feet back into about hip distance. Knees separate. A little shake out, a little shimmy perhaps. Ooh, yeah. I would suggest we re-straighten the legs. Good. Little adjustments on your prop, on your bolster. Okay, shift pattern. So you know what? What do you think of this? Because you can see that ideally, I would have this blanket there as a support for my neck. Like that, yeah. I'll maintain that. So that might be a rolled up blanket, rolled up towel. But I mentioned the shift. So for me, I'm going to come seated forward. You can roll to one side. What happens when I move my blanket remote is that we lift the bolster and one block goes away. Just now, we're just a little closer to earth. So one block is the support. Same principle, small of the back at the base of the bolster and rolling. Similarly, we've got nice connection of sits bones to the mat. You may feel a little expansion across the chest, suggestion the arms come out like this. Power in the pause, strength in the stillness. Okay, here we go, friends. Let's go ahead. Rebend the knees, soles of feet on the mat. Yeah. Sits bones are reconnected. Hands down by the sides of the body. Inhale, lift the hips. So there we go. We have a supported bridge. You give the butt cheeks a squeeze. Feel supported through the thoracic spine, the cervical spine. My head nicely connected to this rolled up yoga blanket as we hold for 3. Not the breath, but the pose. Breathing in step for 2 now. I'm going to slowly return the glutes back to the mat. And you give the knees a little movement from side to side. And guess what? Anytime I move the lower portion of the body, I have to readjust in that bolster. Ankles, knees, and hips in nice alignment. We lift the hips. Options, you like to flip the arms overhead. I've got some students that do that. You can interlace the hands, press those palms forward. Play with this, do some exploration. Now their glutes. Maybe those heels walk a little closer to the bolster. Lift the heels. Just maybe coming a little closer to the chin as we hold for 3. Let's breathing into that for 2. All right, with control, let's slowly lower heels and low back. Heels and glutes. Guess what? A little minor adjustment. Shimmy out those legs a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay, third and final bridge. Alignment check. Yep. Hips lift. Heels might walk a little closer. Up onto the tiptoes. Feel support in that thoracic. Cervical spine, right leg to the ceiling. Right leg goes high. I'm on the ball left. I'm going to give that right ankle some TLC, some movement. Eventually, the right ball, the right foot finds that, and left leg goes. Although, this time you can squeeze that right butt cheek. I forgot to mention the other side. So the right leg is up, that left butt cheek will squeeze. Right side, left foot lowers down, and yes, glutes, sits bones back to the mat. Guess what? Reset. Yeah, so we'll shimmy out of the legs. Re-straighten. Release this. Yeah. We pause. Happy to encourage you to put some of your favorite music on in the background. If you're muted, that would be, as you're muted, you can maybe listen to favorite music. Okay. Just going through various poses to kind of demo and let you guys explore this with the pulse, with the bolster, hopefully pushing is working well. You have that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rebend the knees, sole the feet back on the mat. For me, for me to get my right ankle to my left thigh, I have to lift the bum, the glutes, and then eventually the glutes find the mat. My right foot is flexed. I might be able to draw that left heel a little closer to the left butt cheek. Got this figure four action as I take the right hand to the inside of the right thigh for that nudge. Again, you'll know your position because the sits bones are nicely connected to the surface. Right foot is flexed. Opening up, working on that right hip flexor. I wish I'd have done this posture back in my 20s and 30s. Maybe I wouldn't have two artificial hips. So the right hip is 4 years old and the left hip is 1 year and 12 days old. And actually, my right hip will be 4 years old on February 3rd. All right. Hello there. Let's just breathe into this. All right, eventually that right foot lowers. Maybe you're sitting out. Readjust them both left ankle to right, but same thing on the side. Maybe that right heel draws towards right butt cheek. Left foot flex, left hand nudges. Noticing, observing. Hello, left hip. I was just at the surgeon, who's not my surgeon. My surgeon who did the surgery for both my hips is gone, left town, moved south, Clearwater, Florida area. So his replacement just looked at my scar, looked at the x-rays. I was in and out of his office in 4.5 minutes. I didn't kid, 4.5 minutes. The mantra he left me with is go live your life. Go live your life. Keep going for a few more breaths, please. Keep that foot flexed. Draw that left heel over towards the right side of the mat. All right, let's let it go. Yep. Give yourself some movement. Oh, yeah, slow adjustment. Re-straighten. Heart once again opens. Open heart, open chest, soft throat, soft jaw. I think about a soft throat and a soft jaw kind of giving us an opportunity to speak with compassion, speak with understanding and reason. Beautiful. Okay. Invitation is to go crisscross applesauce with the legs and opposite hand to opposite elbow, framing our heads. Framing your beautiful heads. Crisscross applesauce legs. Opposite hand might find opposite elbow. It might find opposite forearm, opposite wrist. And just segue into this. Ooh. A hip opener for some. It is for me. A nice ebb and flow, that rise and fall of the core as you check in with your cleansing breath patterns. So, well, we mostly are, just the normal breathing patterns, and we're going to encourage you to get fuller and richer and deeper on occasion. This might be a good posture to do so. Relax any, see if there's any release, any tension, any stiffness in the shoulder heads, hips. The legs, the thighs, it sounds counterintuitive. Yeah, let the legs be heavy. As you're lying there, noting which leg is in front, which shin, which ankle is in front, which arm is in front, how the arms are placed, how the legs are placed, because in a moment we'll switch. Okay, here we go, DNR yoga folks. Uncross and recross arms and legs. Uncross and recross. Takes me a moment to notice that, to let it unfold. There's some decent, definite asymmetrical aspects to my lower part of the body. So as I recross my legs, it feels way different. Who knows? It might be the same for you, maybe the same, similar. Releasing tension, releasing stiffness, tightness. I can just feel my shoulders relax. Check in with your breath. There's any sensation into the hands, the toes, the fingers, feet. Okay, please let that go. Return the arms and legs to wherever they want to go. Maybe straight, maybe bent. All right, we're continuing down that shifting, that change pattern. Roll to one side or use the cord to come up. Now, my blanket goes up. The bolster goes, your cushion goes perpendicular long ways. The bolster is now my best friend, and I know I'm going to have it at the highest height. As the same principle applies. Small my back at the base of the bolster. That block is now my best friend. Similarly, sits bones are connected to the mat. I like to draw my arms out like wings. Let the feet splay out. I've got some students that explore with taking that block at the next level. Doesn't work for me, so I'm going to keep the block at the highest level. Few more moments here in this moment, few more moments in this moment. Suggestion is to draw that right foot inside that left thigh, inside the left knee. It's a lying down version of tree with this bolster. So flex the left foot as if you're lying, as if you're standing on the ground. Arms can stand like wings. You can reach the arms overhead. Supine version of tree with the bolster support. You might extend a bit longer or wider, bigger. It may seem that way as you shine a little brighter. Keeping that left foot flexed. Now let's switch. Right leg goes long. I'm going to draw that left foot inside that right leg. Gradually flowing. Right foot is flexing. And full. All right. Let's go ahead, re-extend and come bring the legs around. I'm going to keep in mind these bends. Yeah, so just independent movements. I'm just lining, wrapping the hands around the shoulders, moving the legs. Heels lift, toes lift, pretty simple. Motions, hello calves. All right, eventually the feet go still. You can roll to one side and use the core. I'm going to roll to one side. We're coming up. Okay. Continue coming on to hands and knees. Bolster those in this position as the knees draw wide. I'm going to find a lovely supported child's pose. Bolster, cushion, pillow, right at the torso level. I land my chin. I might stay with that neutral chin for a moment. You could also bring the left ear or left cheek. Stop. Still in here for a moment. Super supportive. And any residual stiffness, tightness, I can feel some of my low back. I'm gonna just get that to release. Suggestions turn the head to the other side. All right. Head comes back to neutral. As you draw those wrists back underneath the shoulders, let's come up to table. This bolster goes forward. Right hands and knees. I'm gonna let the bolster go back to perpendicular. Inhaling for cow, exhale for kings. Maybe pause in either cat or cow. I'm pausing in cat. Similarly, as you draw the rib cage low, lift the gaze high. I'm pausing in cow. As you release to neutral. All right. I'm on that bolster a little more towards my knees because I'm walking my hands. Now the bolster's underneath my torso. Fellow cushion. Wrists and shoulders are still aligned, knees and hips. I'm going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, first downward dog. Oh, so you might touch the bolster, that's okay. Please, let's pedal it out. Wag the tail, don't forget about the head moving like it's on a swivel. All right, friends, this is a little bit of an interesting transition. That right leg is lifting. As an X, I'm going to bring that right foot, that right leg, right shin in front of my pillow, in front of my cushion, setting up a nice supported pigeon pose. Opportunity to stand on the fingertips, perhaps the palms, maybe coming down to the forearms or the arms. For me, let's go to the block. Let my forehead land on the block. You kind of pose for some. I can feel that right. It's like some like right glutes. But I feel the support nicely of the bolster of the cushion. And hopefully yours is firm enough to feel that support. Okay, I'm gonna walk the hands towards that right shin. And up to the palm. Left toes are gonna curl under. Here is part of another open or challenge transition. I'm gonna let this right leg come back. The three leg or to downward dog. Who knows, I might release it, give it a little rotation. Eventually, yes. Okay, other leg, same thing, other side. I'm taking that left shin in front of the leg. The mat in front of the bolster. Right leg extends back. Same principle. Applies. For me, take a little more adjustment. Going down onto the forearms. I'm gonna use that block to place my forehead onto the block. Pause, strengthen the stillness. If you can release any unnecessary stiffness, tightness in this position. I know it's a weird, funky position for a pigeon. Let's work with it as best we can. Eventually, those hands come back towards that left shin. I'm on the palms. Right toes curl under. Here's that funky transition. Left leg comes back. I'm just taking it to downward dog. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and lower, coming back onto hands and knees, back to table. And then I'm just coming to hero's pose. A wardrobe check. And to find space if there's a purpose, an intention, an idea, a concept at this juncture, an opportunity to come into that. Sending some love, some light to somebody in your midst who may be struggling. Maybe it's again for self. All is well. Returning to table with the bolster, cushions, multiple blankets, perhaps like that. We're going to reach up the toes, relift the hips. Another kind of interesting transition as I walk the feet to the outside of the bolster. For me, I know I even use a block on top of the bolster and let the booty come down for yogi squat. Yogi squat. Good experiment. Look at that. Head was the bolster. Fingertips, right fingertips gonna go to the outside, right toes, left no left. And then I'm gonna switch, left fingertips outside, left toes, right. And then back down. Okay, fingertips come to the surface of the mat, hips go high, little mini wide-legged forward fold, hello hamstrings. I'll get a little movement, almost as if you're taking the glutes in like a figure eight symbol, like infinity symbol. That's kind of how we're moving and grooving. So I eventually return back to the yogi spot. Interlacing those fingers, place interlaced palms towards the ceiling. Heart lifts. We'll breathe into this for 3. Almost there for 2. Now return the hands back to the heart center. Once again, fingertips down, hips high. I want to go ahead and heel toe your feet into what is about hip distance, your normal forward fold, peace fingers around palm position, half lip. Exhale, let's fold it in. All right, arms out like wings, let's reverse swan dive. We'll take us to standing. Oh, my head's cut off, yeah. And then, yeah, let's come to mouse. Let me just get the wardrobe change. Earbuds in? Yeah. So, mountain pose. Top of the mat, I'll face the camera. Shifting the weight to that right foot, I'm gonna come up onto the ball of the left foot. You can bring that left foot to right ankle, right calf to the inside of the right thigh. I'm gonna go calf. Finding version of tree. Bounce. Yeah. Dumping into this right hip. Where my head's coming from, I'll just adjust the kind of the bit of this. Little sway, that's it. Maybe the gaze lifts, close the eyes, see how the central nervous system responds to that. All right, eventually we're back to mountain. Weight to that left foot, same thing on the side. A little flowy. Super rooted, lovely lifting. Soften the throat, soften the jaw. Check with the central nervous system. Opportunity to create some balance challenge for yourself as we go for 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. Here's 2. All right, please relax. For your bolster, your prop is still nearby. I'm going to go ahead and walk. I'm going to move this forward. Yes. Good. Let's go into the mid mat or so. I'm going to walk the hands down, thighs, cross the knees, on the shin. The bolster can be a nice support prop if you like. Lowering onto the knees, tabletop. Right hip or left hip, swing your legs out to the front. We're going to go ahead and place that bolster underneath the knees. Roll it on back, use a little core. Make sure you got, scoot that bolster up against the butt cheeks as the legs straighten. Heels to the mat, and we are in our resting posture. Just for a moment, because introducing one final thing before we fully rest, it's once again crisscross applesauce on the bolster. Making those little adjustments. Reach thumbs overhead, and let's find opposite hand, opposite. So this time the hips are lifted a little bit. Fully expansive from chest, heart space, throat. Being mindful of which forearm is on top, which shin or ankles on top. Let's uncross and recross. All right, here we go, DNR yoga folks. Let's let go. Uncross the legs, undo the arms, and now we are in full rest mode. Fully supported with your cushion, your rolled up blankets, your bolster, your pillow. Fully supported, soles of the feet, crown of the head. Full restoration, full release, letting go. Remember, a gentle reminder to come back to the breath as an anchor and help you between that time the button is pushed, your trigger is tripped, and your response. Create that space, take breaths, move a bit. Be aware. Notice the sensations in your physical body and your mental state and your emotional body. So we're in the closing moments, we're in the waning moments of this session. Wednesday, the 17th of January, 2024. Hour in the pause. Grateful for you guys watching it in another time. Convenient questions, comments, feedback are always welcomed. Neil, Neil, the @ symbol, and the words at the core indie, INDY, at thecoreindy.com. Reach me there. Okay. Movement, fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe the head moves from side to side. Snap the fingers. Curl the tongue. Yeah. Flutter the lips. Eventually, the knees will draw in on an in-breath. Side to side rock by forbidden. Massage of the back now. I know we have, there's that cushion, maybe the blankets or the pillow that's right in front of you. Someone move it out to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to purposely rock and roll my way up onto the bolster, creating this position that helps me like this, keep the heels low, keep the knees low. What I'll do for this is just try to pausing in this, closing pose, closing posture. Hands meet back at the heart space. And let's do that today. So here at the heart center, where all the good stuff emanates, we close. We'll seal the practice in the traditional fashion. Please know the divine light, the teacher, and the spirit that dwells within me, indeed with a bunch of gratitude and a healthy dose of humility, bows to the divine light, the divine teacher, and the divine spirit within each of you. So namaste. Good luck. Good luck. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Be well.